Welcome. Our perception is different from yours, as was indicated. We do not see as you see, or sense as you sense. There is no way to describe how we perceive. The only description that is sufficient is ineffable, and that is a term commonly used in reference to God. But we are not God. But much of what we experience, we cannot share with you because you do not possess the words with which to describe it. And what is your inquiry for this session?
Well, it relates to our perceptions. I wanted to know if you could tell us about the spiritual centers found on this planet.
Well, found,
That exist.
discovered, those are relative terms.
Yes, they are.
But remember, mind creates, and you are all creations of mind. Therefore, the spiritual centers are created. They are natural outpourings. The earth, as you call it, is a living being, a consciousness, a mind. And in certain places where energies have gathered, specific types of energies, I might add, have gathered, you would call them spiritual energies if they instill a sense of reverence, and you would call those other places of focus evil because there is such a detrimental sense there, a sense of harmfulness, a sense of, you call it evil. But remember, these are conditions only, perceptions of the mind. And yes, these places exist. These places come into existence through intention, through your focus, through your attempt at gathering energies and such. But that is not the real question. What is the real question?
I think underneath I wanted to know if I went to one of these places, could I don't know, disappear? Would I disappear?
Disappear? What do you mean by disappear?
Become slip into another realm. Go visit another realm and not come back.
This was addressed at the last teaching session. Cannot go to the other side because you were already at the other side. You are too busy trying to escape
Okay.
from the other side.
Yeah.
And that is all you are seeking, is an escape. If you want to escape that bad, then you know how to escape, but you are afraid. So let's not explore that,
Okay.
shall we?
That's the question.
What you are referring to are these mental escapades that many have gone through. The physical body does not go through a dimension per se into a different world. All worlds are created within mind. Even this world is created within mind. How do you experience this world? Come now, that is not so difficult a question to put forth to you.
Well, I experience it through my mind because I suppose if I was in a coma, my mind wasn't working, I wouldn't be experiencing this world.
It is always true. Humans complicate the most simplest of things. You experience this world through your hands, through your eyes, through your ears. You experience this world. See how simple that was.
Oh, I misinterpreted.
Me too. Me
The
too.
word experience.
And yet, all of these sensations that you experience, where do they go to?
Right.
Mind. Correct. Therefore, all is experienced through mind. Because mind is what allows you to perceive. Mind interprets. Thus, the fairyland is nothing more than a slip of mind from one form of existence or realm or dimension, as you sometimes put it, is all it is. What this one is experiencing right now is a different realm, as you put it, because I am speaking through this body. Therefore, I can feel all that is in this body because I share the interface. I share that which bridges my existence and this existence. And in so doing, the medium, as many of you would call it, experiences the same as I experience. They are able to perceive what I have experienced. And in this instance, this one is experiencing a gaseous entity with tendrils that reach out into so many empty pockets. And at the end of these tendrils are beings much like yourselves. But that is the only reference points that this one has to give voice to the experience. How do you experience intangibility? How can you describe weightlessness?
Hmm.
How can you describe a fall? In your perception, it happens both like this and like this.
Yes.
Mhm.
But it's all within mind. You have not slipped out of reality. You have not slipped out of time. Your perception is altered. That is all.
Mhm.
The surprising thing is that many of you have not determined that you can experience more than one sensation at the same time. Your fall is quick, yet your experience is slow, and you experience both at the same time. Imagine harnessing that and then reaching out to other states of consciousness, I believe is the term used. Is it possible? Well,
Yes,
Yes, I'm sure it is.
great.
not sure. Yes, because that's the right answer. Not sure because the experience is not quite accepted. Only parts of it is. Which is typical. Do not think that you got anything incorrect or anything of that nature. Your experiences have to be validated through some form, which is understandable. Hence, you have these spiritual centers because nobody is ever quite sure of their first encounter with us.
That is true.
Did that fulfill your response?
Yes, thank you.
Is there another inquiry?
I think I'm good with that.
Then let's move on to something different. If you do not mind,
No.
since your inquiring minds are stymied or are taking in all that has been presented, sifting through it as the words go.
Yes, please. Yes.
Our existence is quite different from yours. You are in this existence, which is what you call matter, solid. However, there are other forms of existences that are varying degrees of this solid mass. There are some that are even more so. There are some that are less. And then there are all those points in between. But let's move on to this sensation that this one has experienced, this wispiness, this indescribable sensation, this observation. The observation is of many colors that drift about, that appear to drift about. Your universe is a construct of matter, and thus we do not necessarily inhabit this universe because this universe is a creation of mind. Thus, we do not necessarily exist as you would imagine we exist. However, you must have some form of reference. Therefore, how we exist defaults to your pictured or expectation. And this particular one's expectation is a whisk, dust, colors. And at the end of these tendrils are beings. This one has contemplated that based on a previous experience, which has caused him to wonder, are we merely extensions of a central intelligence? Now, how spectacular is that?
That's very spectacular.
And how would you respond to something of that nature, which is very different from what you typically are presented with?
It's quite new and different.
Our perception, as I said earlier, is indescribable. There is no way to describe it. We merely adapt to the vessels that are about. But it is the mind that reaches out. Your mind is not located here. Your mind is not necessarily located here. Your mind has these tendrils that reach out and touch other minds, intermingle with other minds. When you gather with your friends and such, your mind is reaching out just as theirs are. And there is a whole level of communication between all of you that is beyond your perception. Yet it occurs, it is a mingling. And with these mingling of thoughts, yours and theirs expand. Do you know why birds of a feather flock together?
No.
Unfamiliarity is frightening for many people. Therefore, the curious, as you put it, are actually very few. Very few. A majority of your population across this globe prefers familiarity, and they will stay with what is familiar with them. Even this one who is of the opinion that they are so advanced is only going to go where there is familiarity. And what does familiarity breed?
Contempt.
Content.
Contempt.
Oh, contempt.
Our saying is familiarity breeds contempt. I don't even know who said it.
I don't either.
It's very sarcastic.
Yes.
Was it Benjamin Franklin?
Could be.
He was a wise guy. But
Familiarity
it breeds contempt, as the more you get to know a person, the less you like them.
Ah,
That's for that particular saying.
and why is that? What is the one person you can never get away from?
Yourself.
Yeah.
And the only person that you truly hold in contempt.
Yeah, that's true.
And what is truly held in contempt is repetition. Particularly when repetition is discovered as being repetition. Because what is the saying? If you do the same thing over and over, what happens?
You're spinning your wheels. You're in a rut.
Too complicated.
You do the same thing over. Is there a saying attached to that? That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, same cliches. You do the same thing over and over again. What do you get?
Don't get anywhere.
You get the same results.
Yeah.
It's not about getting anywhere. You go to the same place, you order the same thing. Familiarity does not breed contempt. Only with a smartass does it breed contempt. Familiarity breeds content,
Mhm. See that?
a sense of satisfaction. And who in their right mind in this globe wants to be satisfied? You want sarcasm? There it is. Nobody wants to be satisfied on this globe. They're too busy trying to be something that they're not. So busy, in fact, that they have no clue as to who they are. Oh, just be who you are. Oh, I'm sorry. Who am I? That is actually the proper response because you are whom I expect you to be, not who you are. Do you know who you are? Pause.
I'm working on it.
Now, don't feel upset or slighted or small because everyone is like that. We are taught to, to discover ourselves through others. And the problem with that teaching is that everybody else will lie about you. Am I correct?
Yes.
That is why someone said familiarity breeds contempt, because nobody is saying anything that will offend someone else. What is the saying? If you cannot say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
Yes.
Such stupidity, don't you think? How is anyone to know anything? You are so beautiful, yet in your mind you're thinking, how ghastly is this person? Nothing, they're wearing matches. And those colors, they hurt my eyes. But you do not say that to them. You just quietly smile and tell them how wonderful they are. No wonder it breeds contempt. If you're afraid to say anything truthful to anybody else, you must be afraid to be honest with yourself. But this is sounding more like a critique than a lesson. So let me see if there is another way to go about this. Many of us are not just intangible, because intangible is part of tangibility, which means there is something there. But for many of us, that something is merely a sense of resistance, not in the traditional form. We exist, but we do not exist, which makes no sense at all to any of you to exist and not exist. What does that mean? It means that when we are here with you, we exist, but when we are not with you, There is nothing there to perceive us, and if we are not perceived, we do not exist. It is no different than with you. If you do not venture outside of your home, then no one knows that you exist. Thus, it is the same with us. Unless we are perceived, we do not exist, but we are there. It is a paradox. Are there any inquiries? Stop thinking about it.
Are there others like us? Do you go elsewhere? When a
Others
group,
like you, what do you mean? Look like you?
no, the others who are thinking and asking questions like this little group.
Oh, around this globe or other globes?
Ooh, both?
Well, of course.
Good. That's a good thing.
Most of you do not even recognize us when we move through. Oh, I just had a thought. That was us.
I do feel that way.
Yeah,
I do
because
feel
I
that
usually
way.
say thank you
Yes,
for the insight.
I am inspired and compelled or impelled or something to do something that I wouldn't normally have done. So I do, and I do recognize that isn't me that's doing it. I'm being influenced, I feel.
That is us.
Yes.
If you wish to discern us, you must first discern your thoughts. You must know yourself. You must know what thoughts are yours and what thoughts are not yours.
Yeah, because there is a set for me, a sense of difference. This, oh, where'd that come from? That wasn't me. That was different somehow. So thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
See,
I really like the ones who remind me to do something. I really appreciate them.
most of the time, those are your thoughts.
It doesn't feel like it.
There are so many thoughts within mind that it is difficult to organize them because you like to compartmentalize everything, and it doesn't work that way. Everything slips through the cracks in the wall. And because everything slips through the cracks in those walls, you are focused on this. And then all of a sudden, a thought slips through one of those cracks. Oh, yes, I need to do this. That's you.
Okay.
Now, when we are speaking, it is often along these lines of, now, if you think that, what do you think of this? And we show you a picture. And it is up to you to interpret that picture. And as you interpret that picture, you realize that this picture is not quite the same as your picture. Thus, you are of the opinion that our thoughts are your thoughts. Does that bother us? Well, now, there would have to be some form of competition for that. And there is no competition. We are simply a mass of thought. That occasionally a thought impinges upon one of your thoughts. But do they really impinge upon one of your thoughts when your thoughts are part of our thoughts? Now that I have confused you, are there any last inquiries?
Not today.
Then I thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts with your thoughts.
Thank you.
Thank you.